Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Hammers Football TV. Hope everyone's keeping well, and looking forward to this one. It's been a while since I've been here, as you know. So I'm just going to do this. I'm sitting in the front room today, as you can see. Literally talking about the Virgin Experience days, and this one is for West Ham at the London Stadium. Quite a good value for money. You get two people to go to this, and you can actually go and meet one of the former legends. In this case, it was Tony Gale. So quite entertaining in that respects. I'm hoping I'll get these messages up. Don't know how it works on YouTube because I've not done it for a while. Good evening, Harry. Hope you're keeping well, mate. I'm doing this off of YouTube, so yeah, it looks a little bit different than normal. And he's saying hello, with the cherries there. Welcome back, Gaffer. Thanks, Rob. It's good to see you as well. Good evening, all you beautiful people coming your irons. And Harry, it's good to see you as well, mate. It was quite an entertaining thing. You kind of go to the club shop, so they give you the customary 10% off while you're in there. So, of course, they want you to buy some merchandise while you're there. And at the same time, you can go down in the coffee shop, and with that, you get 15% off, which is quite welcoming compared to prices you're probably paying Westfield. And as you know, they're quite expensive in there. Aces, good evening to yourself as well. Hope you're keeping well. And then 15 minutes before it starts, you check yourself in. And of course, then you get this guy to come along. And of course, at that point, they then take you around to the main entrance for where the director's coming through. And then you start the tour. So at this point, we went upstairs about 2 levels. You get to go out to the media area where basically all the TV pundits, Sky and stuff like this, they go and watch and get themselves set up. And at that point, we was waiting for, in this instance, we had Tony Gale as the actual legend, and he was late as always. So yeah, it was good to see. In that respects, he was late coming to the party, but when he came along and that, very down to earth, which you expect from a former Hammer. Good evening, Pepsi. Yeah, Tottenham doing very well on that one. And then from there, he shows you how he sets up for the day. You see, he points down where old Sullivan and all the people sit from there, and you then go, and he's showing you all the other areas where the TV people are, where the news reporters and the radio channels set themselves up. Quite interesting to see how it is. But funny if when you see it as an empty ground, it don't look that big. It don't look that big at all when you're first sitting up in the Evans. But what was quite interesting, he kind of made a comment that said the stadium itself is definitely set up arse about face, because when you think the front entrance, as we class it, you're further away from the pitch than you would be the Billy Bond stand. So that was quite interesting. But then, of course, he then starts telling you all about the prices of some of the seats for the executive boxes. Rob saying great view from the press box. It is, mate. I mean, it's quite. Gailey said it himself. It's how you get to get good seats. And he said the worst part about it, he says, I'm working for Sky Sports, and then I've got my mates up in the stands, and then suddenly they're calling me and saying, who's doing this and who's that? And he goes, I'm in TV. I can't be talking at the moment, So yeah, he's doing all that. Aaron, big up to yourself, mate. Hope you're doing well. Aaron talks Arsenal. Must be very happy with the result over the weekend, mate. So it's good to see that. Frog, good evening to them. He's saying, even gentlementals, how are we all doing? Yeah, doing well, Frog, and it's good to welcome you back as well. Yeah, as you know. Starting to get settled into the new job now, so hopefully I'm going to start doing a bit more of the content side of things. But do appreciate you guys coming back and being here. Does mean a lot. So he's showing you where the directors sit for West Ham. He's showing you where the directors sit for the opposition teams, and then further over to the left, he said that's where the big money seats are, and it's if you've got the money to spend. You're looking at a season at 30 grand. 30 grand for the season. That's for just a single seat, that is. Thanks, Frogs. Good to see you back as well, mate. Appreciate that. No, mate, still at the airport. I've just changed job roles at the airport. Actually, kind of, so I'm back to shift work, Aaron. That's been a while. I haven't done that for nearly 4 years, so that's been a long time getting used to kind of getting up late earlys and finishing silly o'clock in the morning as well. But yeah, been doing that, mate. We then from there we go down to one of the bars, and this one was the bowling one. So, as Tony called it, this is more the cheap end, um, to the cheap end of the bars, and of course, uh, you could see BrewDog plastered all over the place, and of course, there's the self-serving BrewDog beers and stuff like that. Um, Tony said, obviously, they're very nice beers with a little kind of sly smile on his face. And just over the back there, and unfortunately, because I'm setting up on YouTube, I can't really show you photos, which I would love to have done. There's a pie and mash shop there as well. Apparently, it's a lot better than when it first opened, because when Tony actually kind of got his first pie and mash from there, he says, "Where's the liquor?" And the woman behind the counter's gone, "What's liquor?" And it's like, God, strike a lie. How can you not have pie and mash without liquor? You know, she got tomato sauce, but not liquor. So after that, we then go around, walks around the stadium. You then go to a point where you then get to see where the change rooms are. Bloody heathens. Absolutely, Aaron. Should be a prison sentence. An East End ground and that, and also the people behind the counter have no idea what liquor is in pie and mash. That's it, everyone kind of said, "What the hell?" So you go to the change room, and it was quite interesting to see, because I've been at Upton Park's change rooms. They are slightly longer, but not as wide as this new change rooms. And what's interesting is they've got shirts hanging up on all the seat, and all the players' names plastered around the walls. But each one of them has a safe box above them, so they can put all their belongings in there. So apparently, when Jesse Lingard was there, he lost his so-called expensive watch, hence why they bought all the security boxes. And it turns out he never brought it into the game in the first place. So that just sums up Lingard itself. And also, they show you there's a projector screen there which comes down. So when they're watching the game, and you see them making notes, they kind of assess them points when they do it half time. But the interesting thing out of all of that was on the wall, just as you came in, there was all these baby photos on the wall, and it's all the players. And apparently it's a Nuno thing. It's a way when he first came to the dressing room, he said how drab it looks, very drab, and he wanted to do something just to kind of get the players a bit more entertained. So yeah, there's all these pictures, and also had a little kind of jolly up looking, trying to guess who was who. Some of them quite obvious, some you couldn't make out at all. But this just shows you the difference in Nuno compared to Potter and Lopetegui. He was saying that what is the manager's office, Nuno don't have. He said, I don't want a manager's office. So it's been turned into a fitness room. He wants to be with the players. He wants to, be one with the players. So that's good to see with a manager that's trying to build something, a good relationship. And that kind of reminds us, not being funny for some of the old school, John Law. John Law was very much like that, because it was nice to hear Tony turn around saying that this bloke knew everything. He knew the play, your missus' name, he knew the kids' names, your mum and dad. And Lyle was like that, he was quite personal. There was no kind of like, you're just a player and that's it. So that was good to hear that. And then we went through the tunnel where the players come out from. You can see the pedestal with the Premier League footballs on before it starts up. And then while we was there, you could see all the heaters out on the pitch. And literally, because obviously there's not really much daylight coming in at the London Stadium, so there's artificial sunlight just to kind of get the grass growing. So it's a mixture of 98% grass and 2% synthetic plastic. And I never knew this, and I don't know if you guys in the chat knew this as well, but we've won something at least last season, and that's for the pitch itself. Apparently, it's scored 19 out of 19 reviews. So West Ham has, got an award for that. But there's also these big, massive fans. There was about three either side of the actual pitch itself. They literally circulate air, so it helps the pitch dry out and stuff like that. Let's catch up with someone there. What's it says? Says Shirley, Aaron, sound like each other, which is nice. Oi, Harry, you on top of your widgets? Harry's saying having a break from the stone and toy making frog, working on websites and marketing for the launch in the new year. I fucking hate it, but a necessary evil. Yeah, got to do them things, and hopefully it all goes well, Harry, for the new year with that as well. And get it right, and it should take off nicely for you. Aaron saying big up to the chat. And Harry says, yeah, you look good yesterday, Shirley. Good evening, Daz. Hope you're keeping well. Yeah, nice to see you, mate, and you as well. Barnet would have looked good against the Spuds. Yeah, I mean, I heard they were pretty awful, absolutely atrocious. Frog saying, right, tedious, Harry, better than High Street retail, tough though, mate. Trust me, anyone needs a lobotomy doing that a lot these days. I know that one. Very well. So then we go back in. You then go to the press conference room, so you can see there's 3 rooms. One's apparently for Talk Sport, one is for BBC, and one's for, I think it's like Match of the Day or something like that. So you get the opportunity, if you want to, you can see what it's all about. I don't know if I can actually show it. Let's see if I can. Bear with me. I'm just trying to see if I can do something. Let's have a quick butcher's. Bear with me. No, not that. Let me try something else. Bear with me, guys. I'm just trying to find something. Window. Yeah, that's the one. Let me just find this one. I don't know if you guys can see this. Probably not. No, get that rid of that. If I could find it, people, I'll show it. That's a shame. I might have to do it on something else. Unlucky. Never mind. No, I didn't see him, mate. I mean, I'd love to. I see the area where he obviously probably sits, Harry. So it was good to see that side of what he actually does. I must admit, from there. But yeah, did I get a photo of Karen Brady? No, but he showed us where she sat. It's quite interesting when you think she sits one side, David Sullivan sits nowhere near her, really. They sit at opposite ends to each other. Yeah, that was quite poor, really, in that respects. Let's see if I can show you think. No. Yeah, it was quite poor when you think they're supposed to be directors and they're a million miles away from each other. So no, we're going to do that. What's Aaron saying there? Yeah, mate, I left the stadium buzzing, of course, but Spurs, well, never seen either of us play that bad in North London derby. I did hear it was bad, though, but I heard that I did hear that Richarlison's goal against lobbing Raya was quite big. Big up, Daz and Reynolds. He's saying, big up to you, Daz. Hope you're keeping well, mate. Good to see you. Don't get peeps there. Content with the draw, personally. We've got away with your murder. Yeah, I mean, for me, the second half of that game, we should never have thrown it away. I don't know what Nuno was thinking. That in itself is a travesty. And just remind me of just going back to the pitch, and I don't know if you guys were aware of this, but there is a recommended height and minimum height of grass on Premier League pitches. So the minimum is 20 mil and the highest is 30 mil. But Potter liked 23 mil. Um, with Nuno, he likes the pitch to be cut at 22 mil. And they actually have people from the Premier League actually come and measure the grass, and you actually will get fined if you're not consistent. So you can't have 25 over one area, 23 here, 22 in the majority of the area. The whole pitch has to be 22 mil. Otherwise, you do get, you get heavily fined for that. Big up, Yeti. Hope you're doing well, mate. Big up, Tom, mate. He's saying, big up to yourself, Yeti. Hope you're keeping well, and everything's good with yourself. So then we go to the main area where you can actually talk to and ask. Because obviously, when you go on the tour, you're shown various areas with all the photos. You can see where the players come and talk to, the Sky pundits or Match of the Day or whatever, and then from there, you go to the main. Like, so Nuno's got to do them 3 TV things first of all, and then he comes to this big area which you normally see like on Sky Sports before a game kicks off. And this is where they actually kind of speak to the press and the radio stations. And this is an opportunity to give Gailey a Q&A session and ask him any kind of questions. Well, I just remembered and it's ironic that Yeti's here as well for this, the semi-final when we played Nottingham Forest at Aston Villa, and seeing Gale being sent off in that game by Keith Hackett, because it was, as he said, it was a new rule that is introduced on I think it was the Wednesday, and of course it is implemented in that game. And he just said that, he felt really gutted for being sent off. But he said the one thing can't basically kind of take away is the fact of, even though when Forest scored 1, then 2, then 3, and obviously then the 4th goal, all you could hear was Billy Bond's Claret Blue Army, absolutely drowned out that. And I remember I was there, I was literally 18 foot away from Gale when he got sent off. So it was good to relate that. Although Gale didn't like the fact that I brought it up. He goes, "There's always fucking one, aren't there?" And happened to be me, unfortunately, of all of these. Let's catch up with some of this chat as well. Everyone are saying like each other there. He's saying 3-0 at Anfield. I'm buzzing. Cool, mate. I mean, never saw that coming a month of Sundays, but great result for them. But we know full well, Liverpool at the moment are going for some terrible problems, and we have got them coming up. So hopefully we can capitalise on that as well. Big up, Gavin. Hope you're doing well, mate. Good to see you and all. Quality result, I had a laugh. Yeah, it's not half. Tony, we've got a tough game next week. We have, Daz. I think if you look at it, if we can get something out of these games, 7 points so far. Didn't expect some of them, but 7 points. Let's hope we can get a few more that just to kind of lift us out. But yeah, I think what Frog was saying, it was the shame that basically being 14th place, 2-0 up, knowing that we needed to get a 3rd goal just to put that game to bed. And then I don't know what the hell Nuno was going through, but he made them changes. I mean, taking off Wilson after, what was it, 55, 58th minute, that completely changed the game on its head. And stats don't lie, because when you look at the end of that, 25 attempts from Bournemouth and only 2 from us, that really kind of puts it in perspective. That's how weak and poor we were, basically. And for me, and rightly so, man of the match was Areola. He kept that scoreline down, but how they didn't win that game, I don't know. But I think it was down to Areola. Big up, Matt. Good to see you as well. Yeah, Tony Legend's back on YouTube. Thank mate. It's a bit like I said. It's hoping to do a bit more now. I'm settled more into the new job. Aaron's saying, big up, yeah, Bud. I thoroughly enjoyed watching you take apart Liverpool. Not as much as you, of course. And everyone's saying like each other. Pepsi saying Liverpool have a tough game coming up against West Ham. Well, as long as Nuno don't make stupid changes, we might be all right, actually. Big up Aaron was awesome. Bathing in the tears right now. Brilliant. Everyone's saying like there. Big up Michael Chelsea. Evening, Ton. You're back in. It's been a while, mate. Hopefully as well. Yeah, doing well, mate. Hope you're well, Mickey, as well. And it's good to see you doing content on Rumble. Long may that continue as well, my friend. What a fucking result. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, saying Nottingham Forest are the last team to stop Liverpool scoring a Premier League goal at Anfield since Nottingham Forest. Yeah, I mean, it was just listening to Arnie's slot on, the excuses that he was coming out with. Just admit that, you're being found out. Simple as that, basically. Um, Pick up Harry. Aaron talks football, saying, "I'm sure now you hope that style of win gets the Prem going a bit more for you boys." Hope for both, basically. They're awesome. Everyone's saying like they're big up frog. Yeah, I mean, say it's only a short review on the thing itself, but I mean, it's not a bad experience. I mean, they said 90 minutes it will last is doing the thing, but we was there for I think nearly 2.5 hours, so it was worth that altogether, really. And I think what made it good was we had Tony Gale. You could have had Phil Parks, you could have had Tony Cotty, but I do like Galley. I think he's a good talker as well, and quite funny as well. Quite a funny guy. Big up Moutster as well. Good to see you and all, my friend. All that weather played havoc with both teams Saturday. I thought sod that for a game of soldiers. Yeah, I mean, it didn't look good, did it? At all, base from there, and we took advantage of the first half with the wind, but I don't think we capitalised. Definitely in the second half, we let ourselves down heavily on that. Evening, Aaron, mate. How you doing? Yet you're saying job only just begun, Aaron. Still work to do, but looking good at the moment. Big up Russ Morgan as well. Up the Arsenal, he's saying. Um, Aaron's saying sometimes you need that big win to get properly going. You're well too good to be where you are. That's good to hear. Yeah, he said, I said as he was going to step up against the Spuds. Arsenal looking good. It's in your hands. I know you can screw it up. Yep, it's down to Arsenal now to royally turn it over. But of course, we know Christmas time is when it happens. When you think City couldn't capitalise. Aaron saying, and also a side note, very glad to see the Emmers out of that relegation zone. Yeah, but only just, mate. Only just. I said, would have been 14th if we'd got that result. That would have been lovely. But Nuno doing well. He reverted back to Potter and Lopetegui style, and even Moyes ball. Shocking at that. I mean, to go defensive that early in the game against a Bournemouth side that don't give up basically and give them hopes. We was lucky, like I said, not to lose the game. Yeah, he's saying power of Nuno. Only justice still out. Yes, mate, but yeah, I know what you're saying. Jack the Biz, good evening to you as well. I'm a friend. I love West Ham. I've done all my 60 years and always will, unfortunately. I feel like your picture. And I've got the upcoming Urians. Thank you very much, sir. Appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, look, we know we are through thick and thin. Whatever the result is, and that we always tend to kind of support the West Ham. But I think Nuno's probably, he'll get it right. It's just like, say some silly decisions he makes. Frog saying, Aaron, it's extremes that are mysterious. We can be as equally shy as we are tasty at times, all in the same game usually. Definitely in that game, Frog. No 100%. Definitely in that game. Russell saying, dirty leads are going down. Yeah, I mean, looking at it at the moment, it's quite, well, we know Wolves at this moment have got no chance of catching up whatsoever. 2 points and minus 20 goal difference. Daz says, I think Nuno will be better than Pie. Yeah, I think he will be as well, Daz. Yeah, Mug. I mean, Yeti can tell you this and that. He's you're not even Deutsch. We'll swap you. We'll swap you for Nuno again. Aaron saying, Michael, mate, yeah, the latter part of the year is going good. Most of it's been shit. Hope you're all doing better. Pepsi saying, Tesco not selling Christmas cakes anymore, now known as fruit cake. Bastards. Jesus, man. The milkman would be better than Potter, to be fair. Yeah. Yeah, for anyone who wants to do any of these kind of experience things that Virgin do, I mean, like it's well for the money, but I think it worked out. I think it's just under £95. That's for two people, but you get to see, like I say, you get to talk to one of the legends. You get to experience a thing. You get to see certain memorabilia that's around, and they've got pictures of players, former players, and even some of the newer players, all dotted around the tunnels as you go to the changing rooms. Gailey, I said he was a nice enough bloke. He was willing, wasn't afraid to talk to people. Um, Even though a lot of people do want to speak when they, said like, what questions you want to ask me, and most people were very quiet, apart from me. But no, I think if you want to do something like that, it's worth the money, people. Just as a little advice. Big up to Michael Chelsea. Good evening, Mark. Hope you're doing well. I'm Tony and everyone. We've got a few chances, but we score more chances, please. And I think that's the thing. Freddie Potts. I mean, what a player he's turning out to be, and Fernandez as well. But again, that one taking him off early as well. I just don't get it. Don't get it. Russ is saying Potter isn't a manager; he's a coach. Yeah, totally agree on that. Matt saying Evan Ferguson scored a goal for Roma yesterday. Couldn't hit a cow's ass for a banjo for us. Yeah. Well, he hardly played for us, did he, mate? That was the problem. Yeah, he's saying, I thought your Potter was a mascot. Jesus, man. Did you get a tugsy from Brady? She weren't there, Harry, mate. And I don't think I would have done anyway, regardless of that, mate. That is for sure. The sooner that person leaves is the better, basically. Yeah, strange enough, none of them were around. You didn't get to go to their bar, the director's bar. You didn't get to go to one of the other bars. They sent us to the cheapest one. But again, seems a nice enough place. I mean, Gail, you're saying that it was worth when you go to these kind of places. You're just talking to what you class as the old school Hammers fans, so you actually get to talk to them. And you don't get mobbed. And he goes, I think you like that. Aaron saying, Frog, yeah, hopefully them up down performances stable out a bit more. Getting a nice little run going, never hurt anyone. My dad's West Ham, so I've always got an eye on them. I hope you stay up. Now, I appreciate it, Aaron. Yeah, he's saying it's because you don't have a dog, Ton. Yeah, there was a few around the area, mate, that's for sure. Des says Potts could be the next start at West Ham. Yeah, definitely. I think the good thing about it is, being that his old man was an Hammer. Everyone's got a lot of respect for him, and I mean, it was also nice to hear Gailey talking about Declan Rice, and it just shows you because his son has actually coached Declan, and even now, Declan has training sessions with him just to for his fitness and performance before he goes back to Arsenal. So it's still that connection. Even though he's an Arsenal player now, there was still a connection with West Ham. So that's good for our point of view and mine anyway. Max is saying when Nuno talks, I want to listen, and I never had that with Loppe or Potter, and I feel better having Nuno than Moyes as well. Yeah, I mean Nuno, I think he's a good choice. I think he's a good manager, a good coach, and I think, like I said, just seeing in the changing room the things he did, like he don't want a manager's office. Yeah, he made that categorically straight away. You've got an office there, give it to the players, let them do something out with it. So there's weights there. But having all the players, and yeah, it'd be interesting to see if he did it at Forest. But he had all the players' baby photos put on the wall, and it was just to kind of lift the element a little bit. Mark saying, wash, rinse, repeat, and Bournemouth. Yeah. Oh, mate. Proper evil taxi, that. Yeah, he'll burn off in your hands. Yeah, he's saying Nuno is great the way he moulds a team. Yeah, and I definitely agree on that. I mean, fun enough, looking at other channels recently, it seems that Tadibo has his game has changed a lot. So it's good to see that, considering what kind of faults people had on him. Kilman, on the other hand, I think that is one. I think, for me, gets shot because too many mistakes with that one. Russ is saying Rice is the complete midfielder. So glad we got him. Yeah, I mean he's a great kid, and he's been a great addition for Arsenal. You can't deny that. I mean, yes, we do miss him, but at the same point, yeah, great player. Yeah, he's saying if the players buy Nuno, it'll be great, and I think they will. I think they are. That's the thing. I mean, apart from the changes he made on Saturday, I say still can't get my head around why he did those. To shut up shop so early is unbelievable. Harry's saying about Rice, I think he'll be off to Rio next season if you blow the title. Ooh, could be. Frog said we need to sort this laying back strategy sharpish. We're just not up to it, and we'll pay heavily with those wickets. In my opinion, you're not wrong there, Frog. I think like Saturday was a clear example of that, and I think it weren't for Ariola being switched on, we would have definitely lost that game. I mean, we was lucky to get a point out of it, in my opinion. But I don't know if you feel the same. But definitely one of those. Mark saying, is JWP training with the club? Thought I saw him in recent training video. Just me. I think he's done a couple, isn't he? He's there, but I just don't think he's what Nuno wants at the end of the day. Pepsi saying, did you get to see the broom cupboard? Sorry, trophy room. Very good, very good. Well, there was an FA Cup there. I've got photos of that. Unfortunately, like I said, because I'm doing this on YouTube, I can't, for some reason, get the pictures up, which I would love to have done to show you certain bits and pieces. But I am gonna, just for me sins, just to get back into this, I'm going to do a watch along tonight for the Man United Everton game. So if you want to come over with that later on, I'll see if we can put some of them videos and pictures up so you can actually see some of the stuff. But unfortunately, there was no copy of the Conference Cup. I would love to have seen that. But there were some other memorabilia and so forth. But the rest of it, though, Pepsi apparently is sitting at the jewelers at Hatton Garden. Yet he's saying Dyche and Nuno very similar. They will play a style for points, not for entertainment. Neither's afraid to stink the place out to get the points. Probably right, mate. I mean, and if if you get the points, doesn't matter what you do. I mean, look at Mourinho with Chelsea. 1-0 and shut up shop, and that was enough to win the title. So he did that. No. Mark saying waiting for the Everton game as well. Yeah, it should be a good game. Thank you very much, mate. I really look forward to that. It's good to catch up with people as well. Like I said, it's been a while since I've done some content. I think the last time was the last game we was at home. But no, it's good to get back into this. But no, like I said, if any of you want to do a Virgin Experience thing, doesn't seem bad at all. Are you doing a watch along Liverpool game? I'm hoping to, because see now I'll be working Thursday, Friday. So I'm trying to think, is that an early game, a kickoff, Matt? Sorry, Daz, is that an early kickoff? Let me have a look. What's that, Saturday? I'll try to, because obviously I'll be working nights. Yeah, thank you for that, mate. Yeah, I'll be working nights, but if I can, I'll try and do that game. I'll try and do the game before I leave for work. So I might be kitted out. It looks like it's Sunday, Daz. Yeah, Sunday. So yeah, because by the time the game kicks off, well, it's kicking off at 2:05. 2:05. Yeah, that's a weird 2:05. Cheers, Mark, for that as well. But yeah, I'm gonna now sign off for the moment. I said I will be back on, so coming on around about 10 to 8 before the kickoff. Hopefully, you guys will come and join us again. Thanks very much for joining me, and it's been great to see some faces and some new ones as well. Hope you have, if you're not going to come and join, have a good evening, and make sure you have a nice, peaceful one. Frog saying it's okay to shut up shop when you're fully staffed. We bill every front desk, mate. You're not wrong. Yeah, he said hopefully it'll ends 2:05 Liverpool. We play Sunday, Thursday, and Sunday. Great. I'll hopefully do some. Aaron, thanks for coming in, mate. Appreciate that. Love seeing you as well, mate. Dad's to say night all. Be good, everyone. Frog saying and that. And on that note, I'm going to say goodbye as well. Thanks again for everyone, and Catch you soon. Take care.